everybody, welcome back to this week's Stay Fit Sunday. Today we are making my turkey chili. I have posted pictures on Instagram several times. I've listed the recipe, but today I'm actually going to show you guys how I make it. So this is what you're going to need for this recipe. You're going to need some salsa. I like to use this brand. I like it a little bit on the mild side, but that's just me. Then you need 1 can of black beans. I usually get the no salt added kind. I'm going to rinse those and drain them, so I guess it doesn't really matter. 1 can of tomato paste. Then I will be using some ground turkey breast. You can also use beef. You can use pork too, but I like to use the turkey. Then you're going to need some garlic. I will be using about 4 or 5 cloves. About 4 medium-sized tomatoes. You will be needing a yellow onion, which I will be chopping up shortly. Then this is totally up to you. Hang on, where did I put it? You can go and purchase, taco seasoning, but I like to make my own because I feel like you don't get all that extra sodium. I feel like these are just a little bit on the salty side. So I make my own, so I will be using some sea salt, chili powder, cumin, basil, oregano, chipotle chili powder, because Eric likes it a little bit more spicy, and some coarse ground black pepper. So these are the ingredients that you will need. Now I'm going to go and chop up the tomato, the onion, and the garlic and get started so that doesn't take up any extra time. Okay, so now you're going to need a large saucepan, or a saute pan would work. Yeah, this is why I don't like it when Eric cooks, because he scratches my pans. Okay, so we're gonna turn the heat up to medium, and I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, and then once that heats up a little bit, I'm going to dump in the onions, well, and the garlic too, because I already added those to the bowl. And we're just going to stir this for maybe like 30 seconds, and then I'm going to add in my turkey. Okay, and then just go ahead and dump in the extra lean ground turkey and just, smash it up. Okay, so once you break up the turkey, like you want it, you can have it a little bit on the chunkier side. You can have it, pretty broken up. It's totally up to you. I kind of like it just like this. I'm going to turn the heat up to like medium high, and I just want it to brown. Now, if you're using the extra lean ground turkey, you're not going to have any like excess fat or anything, but if you're using beef and you see a little bit of the excess fat coming out, I will usually like just tip it or tip the pan and take a spoon and just, remove the excess fat. But that's just me. If you like it that way, go ahead and do that, but this is just what I'm doing. So I'm going to do this until it starts to brown, and then we're going to add the tomatoes and everything else. Okay, so once you have your turkey browned, I like it just like this. I don't know, I think it gives it a little bit more flavor. But now I'm going to go ahead and add in the tomatoes. Dump them in like that. And I'm going to let this break down probably for like maybe 5 minutes or so. I did turn the heat down, back down to medium. So now we're just going to let this break down. And then I did forget to mention, I do add water closer to the end, since I do like it a little bit more, not like on the runny side, but like, real chili. And I'll be back in just a few. Okay, so once your tomatoes have broken down a little bit, just like this has been what, maybe 7-8 minutes. So when you think it's starting to get like a little bit on the dry side, you're not getting much more liquid, out of the tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water. Now this I don't measure out, and it's because I know everybody likes their chili a little bit different. So I just have, I don't know if you guys can see, just a cup of water. And I'm going to pour in probably half the glass for now, and just let it break down a little bit more. I probably will end up adding, you know, 2 like cups of water, because it does evaporate a little bit. And I like my chili more on the soupy side, so we're going to let it break down for maybe another 5 minutes, and then we're going to add in the tomato paste, the beans, and all the seasonings. Okay, so as you can tell, the water has once again evaporated, so I'm going to add in the rest of the water. And then I'm going to take my whole little can of tomato paste and just scoop it out. And I mean, I use the whole thing. I like to, you don't have to, but I do, because I think it thickens up the chili a little bit. And now I'm just going to work it in with the water so it all, I want to say blends together, but you know what I mean. And then I'm going to add in the rinsed black beans. And then I will be adding the hot sauce. So I don't measure this out. I usually just give it like maybe 3 or 4 squirts or something. That's what, maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons, I should say. And then I just mix everything together. Then for the seasonings, I don't measure this out either. I'm terrible. But I'll take my sea salt and just, you know, what is that, like a pinch? And then I'll take my chili and probably like 2 full tablespoons of that. For the cumin powder, I'm just going to probably add about 1 tablespoon of that, and this is what gives it that really smoky chili flavor. And then this you don't have to add, which is the chipotle chili pepper, but I'll put, you know, maybe a half a teaspoon of that. Then for my herbs, I like to use basil, and I'll use like a tablespoon. And same thing with the oregano, about a tablespoon. Now the reason why I don't measure it out is because you can't really like overdo the seasonings when it comes to the chili, but you can really underdo it, and then it won't have any flavor. And I always add the seasonings right before I'm done, so it tastes super fresh and not bland. And then I'm also going to take my coarse ground black pepper and put maybe half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of that. And then we're going to mix it up. So if you like your chili like this, go ahead and finish it here, but I like mine more soupy, so I'm adding probably another cup of water. And then I'm just going to let it simmer on low, and then you get all of the different flavors from the seasonings going in it, and then you're done. Okay, so once it's been like 5 minutes, I'm just going to turn the heat completely off. And for a serving, I usually serve about like maybe a cup and a half per bowl for myself, and it's totally up to you. You can top it with sour cream, avocado, cheese, maybe some green onions, so that's totally optional. If you want to even use Greek yogurt, you're more than welcome to. So I just like it fully loaded, and this is the final product. So I hope you guys like this week's Safe It Sunday. If you do decide to give it a try, let me know how you like it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!